Hi everyone, Linda here, the scrapbooking photographer. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of a new obsession that I have, and that is junk journals and things. It started about 6 months ago when I visited a very good friend of mine, Margaret, and she showed me her workings and things that she was doing for Junk Journal January. Now, Junk Journal January is run by Meg from Meg's Journals, and I'll pop a link down in the description to her channel and things. She also runs Junk Journal July, which I am getting ready for now, at the last minute, ready for Monday. I thought it was a good time to just share with you what I have been doing. Margaret showed me how to make some avocado dyes and do things like that, and she made me this little book and little hearts on the end. She also made me this one and taught me about toppers, and this one I'm going to keep as a special book to put my favourite quotes in. So then I did a little bit of Googling, as you do, and went through Meg Journal's YouTube channel, and in her Junk Journal January lineup of creatives was Pixie K Designs. And when I listened to that channel, Kate has a New Zealand accent, so that kind of resonated with me, and since then I have watched every video Kate has made. Love it all. And so I have done a few things that have been inspired by both Margaret and Kate. Margaret helped me to make my first little journal. So that way round. So I've got a few different things in here, and she showed me how to sew the signatures and put different things together. So I've really enjoyed doing that, and really want to get on to some bigger projects. So the first one I made from scratch on my own was following instructions from Kate at Pixie K Designs to make this ephemera journal. Or embellishment journal, I should say. I am part of an embellishment swapping group on Facebook, so I have been receiving these beautiful embellishments from people all over New Zealand and Australia, and making embellishments to send back. So I haven't made the embellishments, but I have made this journal to keep them in. So it was a great way of using up some old papers from Close to My Heart that I had in the drawer that I wasn't going to use. As you know, Close to My Heart is now no longer there, and we are stamping up for a few months anyway, for a year, and we'll see how we go. So I've put this together. My sewing machine wasn't particularly up to some of it, so I have had to include a little bit of washi tape to go over some torn bits, and it's also used up some old size protectors I had left over from Creative Memories, which have been in my stash for quite some time. So that was my first completed project into an old gutted needlebook hardcover book, which I took the innards out of, and I've stitched it with some waxed cottons and distressed the edges around the outside. So I'm really happy with that, and I think it will get a lot of use. So then I come to Junk Journal July. Now there have been a few videos going around with the different sorts of albums people are going to use, and of course I've left it till the last minute to put mine together. Meg and Kate have both made accordion no-sew journals made out of complete scrap materials, and that is just a little bit outside my ambit at the moment. I would rather have something a little bit more structured to work with this first time that I go ahead. So then it occurred to me that with the Close to My Heart and Stampin' Up combination, I'm going to mix a couple of their products together. Now I'm not going to use this paper, because obviously this is Junk Journal July, not New Paper July. But at the back of the paper packs with Stampin' Up, you get this 12 by 12 piece of whoops, just losing papers here, 12 by 12 piece of sort of thickish but bendable cardstock. It has the branding on it. And so far I've managed to collect 2 of those. This is from Country Lace and the other one was from the paper pack of Love Latte. So what I'm going to do is combine this with some close to my heart pieces of card, similar texture, that came from the stamp packs. What I'm going to do is cut these into 4. So that will give me 4 pieces of 6 by 6 theoretically. So I'll whip away and do that. Okay, so we now have 8 pieces of 6 by 6. So 8 pieces with 2 sides on each, so that would give us 16 pages, but we probably need double that amount because there's 31 days in the month. So what I'm going to do is top it up with these, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. 8 of those. So that would give me another 16. But if we look at the size, the 6 by 6 is a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is cut these down to 6 by 6 because that's going to work best for how I want to put them all together. Hey, Morty. So I'll just do that. Right, so now we have 16 pieces of card. Now this one is a little thicker than that one, but for this today I don't think it matters. Now I've got the offcuts from those close to my heart cards. Might be able to do something with those throughout the journal, so I'll pop those to one side to use later. And let's see how we go about sticking this together. I'm sorry about the reflection in the plate, but it's getting a bit dark here. It's been a foggy day today. We've had fog all day. Sometimes it disappears for an hour or so and then it rolls back in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is line them all up and stick them together. As I mentioned, I'm new to this, but what Margaret has told me is that you can put your piece of in the middle to get the right distance. So we do need a little gap in between them so that we can bend them and fold them in on each other. And I'm just going to use some masking tape. And that moved. So I'll get into a rhythm of this in a moment. I'll just straighten that up a bit. So once it's gone around the outside, then I'll clip it off a little bit down from the top. Now these pages, as they come together, are going to be covered with collage and other, fabric or material or papers or bits and pieces as we go through the topics and the prompts for Junk Journal July. So that's going to fold nicely there. So then we do another one. So this time I'm going to put it on the edge here. And I'll line it up, and eventually I'll get into a bit of a rhythm. This is what happens. It just takes me a little while to get my eye in. Okay, leaving a little space there. And I'm going to intersperse the types of page, so they're not all going to be in a row, because there is a slight difference in the thickness of the card. Now if that's gone that way, I want this one to come this way. There we go. Now this one, let's go a little bit higher this time. And you can kind of see, the beauty of using this masking tape is that you can kind of see through it a little bit. So I can see where I'm putting it before I turn it over. Oops. And we're up to one of these. Doesn't matter if they're upside down or anything, because they're, as I say, they're all going to be covered with the loveliness that is junk journaling. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to do, particularly on video, but I will be trying to get some done. Right. Next. I had never heard of junk journaling, but I have, as a process in the last 6 months of learning what I've been doing, or what to do, I have gone through the second-hand shops on a regular basis and found different things to add to my stash in the way of old books and scraps of material and plenty of other different things. Although often I'll be in the second-hand shop and think, oh, that's really cool, I could use that. And then think, oh, actually I've got one at home. There's a lot of stuff in my cupboards that I brought from Mum's place when she passed away, that I didn't have the heart to bring out, to throw out. And I think some of that might come in very handy for the projects that I've got in mind for this craft. It'll go alongside the scrapbooking, what I do with my albums. Well, I certainly won't be stopping that. I just have to find extra hours in the day to do it all. And you can see, just need a little gap in between, and that allows it to fold neatly. Yep. Right, so you can see the process that I'm doing here. And so I'll go ahead and I'll put the rest together and then come back and show you. Right, so I've just put the last one in there. So this is going to go, we'll have a cover on here which I'll make out of some of this. I'll cut a piece, probably 6.5 by 6.5, 2 of those, one for the front and one for the back, and I'll need to cover them at some point during the month, so I'll try and come back and show you what I decide to do there. Haven't decided yet, so that will be the cover attached there. And here I'll put the prompts, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That will be the cover on the back there. So then we'll come over and go 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and we're back to the cover. So there's a page each, no double pages allowed for me. I have to do 1 page per prompt. So I could do that one now, but I might just do that one off camera and come back when I'm starting here. Now, because I'm new at this, I'm taking advice from all directions, but I have heard it's easier to be able to fill a page when you've got something on it to begin with. So what I'm going to try and do is cover them a day in advance so that I can have something to motivate me for the next day. Now, if I had been organised, I could have done all of this prep work a month sooner, but it just hasn't happened that way. So anyway, there is the beginnings of my junk journal for July. Really looking forward to doing a few pages and sharing them with you. If you want to follow along, in Meg's journals you will find a list of the contributors that are collaborating and creating expert videos every day. So watch them and then you can watch me and see what I'm learning along the way. Thanks for joining me. Have a lovely day and happy crafting, everyone.